This is a nice surprise. So I have not been live for the last couple weeks. I've been taking a little bit of a sabbatical, vacation, break, reset, all of the above, right? It's probably been about a month since I've consistently done the recordings, but again, like I said, I've had multiple interruptions and I didn't want to like start, stop. And today was a reset of restarting. And hold on one second. My YouTube people. The one thing about resetting is getting grounded, regrounded. And so today is about grounding. And why do we talk about grounding so much? If you are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we hear about safety a lot. And I actually got into a recent debate about the feeling of safety, especially for women. It wasn't towards women, but I think we all need to have a sense of safety. And so I don't want to generalize it to gender, but I think when we think about safety, you think about shelter, food, clothing, basic necessities, right? So when you're in a state of anxiety, when you're in a state of chaos or panic, or going through very trying times, it seems like the world picks up a little bit of speed and you feel a little bit dysregulated, discombobulated, ungrounded. And in those state of consciousness, you are more likely to make irrational decisions because your brain is going through, what available options do I have right now in this moment? It seems like there's a sense of urgency in some of those situations, in which there is. But how much of that do we create ourselves because we're used to being in a state of panic and always having to make decisions in a state of anxiety? When we talk about procrastination, how many times do you wait until the last minute to do something to put yourself in a state of anxiety before you complete the task? You know, that's something habitual about us, that we feel like we need that sense of urgency to spark some motivation. You're writing a paper, you wait until the last minute. You have an assignment, you wait till the last minute. Sometimes we create some of this sense of urgency. And it depends on our decision making. Not all the time, but when there's opportunity for us to sit with decisions, sit with ourselves, we can make more rational, more wise-minded decisions. And so the options come to us a little bit more slowly. We're able to process what our options are. We're able to process our decisions, our feelings about certain things. Because you've heard me say before, feelings are not facts. Sometimes we are reacting out of our emotion, out of thinking rationally about not just our emotions, but the emotions of other people, how our decisions may impact other people. And so the purpose of grounding is, one, getting yourself acclimated to your environment to realize that you are safe, that you do have the time and space, you do have the time and space to come up with a decision, and that everything doesn't have a sense of urgency, that you can take stillness in moments and make rational, wise decisions. And so I want you to think, I'll give you 5 minutes, what are things that help keep you grounded? And when we talk about ground, think about your 5 senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, hear. What are some things, for instance, remember the fidget, for those who have ADHD, the fidget spinners that kind of went on? It was something about the touch. It was something about the stimulation of having something in your hands. Some people like to listen to music. If you can hear my background music, I play that all the time. It helps keep me grounded. Some people will say chew on some ice or a piece of chocolate and feel sensations. So what are some things in your life that help kind of bring you back to reality, back grounded? You feel a sense of slowness and stillness, that you're able to make more rational, sound decisions. Because it's not sometimes that we don't have the toolboxes, that we don't recall the toolbox, and sometimes we need to recall, what is it that helps serve me in this moment? So go ahead and take 5 minutes. What are some things that help keep you grounded? And I want you to go ahead about mentally visualizing you putting that into your toolbox as a recall. You know, the next time you have a moment of anxiety or feeling overwhelmed, you recall, what is in my toolbox? What helps keep me grounded? So I'll be quiet for a few minutes. You can go ahead and journal. journal entry as we get started. I'll share some of my ideas. We might have some overlap. But what are some things that help keep me grounded? Meditating. Being able to detach myself from other people's emotions, especially with social media and the world being very overstimulated. It's a lot of contagion, emotional contagion. It's very easy for us to pull in the energy of other people. And so I appreciate meditation because it allows me to detach and sit with my feelings and sit with myself. And I'm able to compartmentalize as well as observe what's mine to own and what's not, right? And am I projecting feelings? Am I overthinking things? Am I, because I can be honest. I can be like in my feelings about something and then give myself some time to process and then realize how irrational I was and pull myself out of it. And so sometimes people don't allow themselves to sit, to change, to have a change of heart or a change of mind. We want to, sometimes it's habitual and cyclical to be angry and upset and irritable all the time and just see the flaws in all of the world versus the gratitude of it. And if you take a moment to take a step back and even take ownership and accountability for some of your roles, you can take a little bit more appreciation about what it is that I'm looking at. Is it me? Is it the world? Do I need to take a moment? Is it, is it a crisis? Or can I give myself grace and time to figure this out? So, music, instrumentals, things like that. I love music instrumental because it's almost like I get a visual of, how you throw your chords all together and your old school headphones. Remember old school headphones where you had to sit there and pull them apart and you're sitting there trying to, I'm trying to figure out how headphones even got the way that they did in your bag like that. That shit is crazy to me. But it's almost like unweaving this thought and creating organization in all of the thoughts that are going through my head. So I really appreciate music for grounding me. Going out in nature, going out for walks, getting outside, being very observant of your environment, what you hear, what you smell. Sometimes I'll play a game and try to pick all the colors in the rainbow, see if I can see that in my environment. That's a grounding technique. But getting outside. Showers, baths, visualizing, maybe rinsing off energy, soaking off energy, cleansing energy. That is a good grounding technique. And also journaling. I know that's very cliche, but sit with yourself sometimes before feeling the need to exert that energy out. Because again, sometimes we need to unweave what am I thinking, what am I experiencing, and is it facts? Especially if you're a very emotional being. I'm a very emotional being, so it's like, okay, sit with yourself. Are you in your feelings? Is this rational? Before I make a big deal out of it. So journaling is very helpful. We're gonna get started with the sound bath. Again, I truly appreciate those that have stuck it in it with me this long and have waited around for the sound bath to come back. So if you would like to go ahead and get comfortable on your yoga mat, your chair, wherever you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes. Take a moment to get a drink of water. And please make sure that you're hydrating afterwards. I can't say that enough. Please make sure you're hydrating. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, if you want to take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose, out through your mouth. On this last one, take a big deep breath, a deep, 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 and a big audio sigh. Again, if you want to take a couple deep breaths, you can go ahead and get adjusted at your own time. Again, I appreciate you being here with me this Sunday. I am going to start back doing my Sunday sound healings every Sunday at between 8 and 8:30 a.m. I'm still trying to lock down a time. I'm thinking 8:30 might be a better time. But we'll see. It's between 8 and 8:30. I will send out information, but I appreciate you being here. Again, the light that is within me sees the light that is within you. Namaste. Thank you.